Hey everybody, this is Brian Stitches. Stacie Stitches is over there behind the camera. I'm doing something I'm not qualified for. I'm here with mute Danny. He's not going to talk unless he feels comfortable, because he's a little uncomfortable in front of the camera, as am I, but not as uncomfortable as he is right now. So, but we have an action-packed plan for you today. I'm going to apparently answer some questions. I feel as if I'm failing at threading this needle.
So I started 2 small projects for Danny and Brian to try to start cross-stitching.
That's a success.
Okay, bud. Now remember, pinch it. You want to hold up the pattern you're working on, buddy? It's that right there. Mm-hmm. You can show it. So Danny picked out laundry today, naked tomorrow. And Brian picked out I can't adult today. Which is kind of perfect because we're on vacation, so.
I don't think I'm going to make it all the way through. I've never done cross-stitch before. I'm really not interested in cross-stitch that much. I like cross-stitch stuff. I respect the hell out of what you all do, but I'm not built for cross-stitching.
Look at those fingers.
Yeah, so.
So I put the first few stitches in, well, I put 1 stitch in Brian's because he said, nah, I'm going to do it my way. So.
I don't even want instructions. I don't want to know how to do it. I'm going to just stitch.
So he's looking at the picture and not the pattern, so we'll see how that goes. Danny is doing pretty well. We did the first row, and then now, oh, don't pull it too far, bub. Now he's starting on his second row, and he's doing pretty good. He just keeps pulling the thread a little too hard and pulling the needle out. Right, bub?
How in the hell?
I told you you might need reading glasses, but you didn't.
I'm hitting every hole but the one I'm supposed to.
Oh, that's okay. So, and I did mark where I started Brian's pattern, so let's see if he can figure that out. So let's get on with the question. So a few months ago, I sent out, did you pull it off the needle again, buddy? Okay.
All right, a few months ago,
I put out a poll on my Instagram page asking you guys if you had any questions. Actually, ironically enough, we shot a little video of you saying, ask me anything. And that was here, again, when we were on vacation. We are in the mountains of North Georgia. You sure you don't want my reading glasses? And so you guys put in a few questions, and then we'll do some trivia questions too. So we'll do woodworking first because that's what he likes to do.
I'm the one that's talking.
Yeah. So the first question was, what else do you make besides stitching accessories?
Yeah. Right now, nothing. Because y'all keep me busy. What else do I like to make? I just bought a lathe a little while ago. So I would like to start turning some things. Hopefully they'll be cross-stitching related, probably finishing pieces.
You gotta keep stitching.
But I like making some small furniture, shelves, cutting boards. We make pretty cool Santa trays for cookies and stuff. But honestly, right now, I don't have any time for really anything other than the cross-stitching stuff.
Yeah, because Black Needle's got you busy.
We're cranking. I can't talk about that.
Well, you can't talk about what it is, but everybody knows that we're in the box.
I'm not even going to talk about that because I'll mess up and tell them what I'm making, and then we'll have to edit it.
Just an FYI, you got to pull your thread all the way through. So if you look at the back of your thing now, it's not all the way through, and you got a knot. But I'm going to let you do you, boo. Right, buddy? You're doing pretty good. Did you get a knot? No? Are you? Oh, here.
How do you get a knot out?
Uh,
All right, screw it. That's as far as it's going.
Okay. You can just keep stitching. Good job, Bubby. No, we're not pausing. Here.
Do you need to cough?
No, you're fine. So yes, you really knotted that thing up.
Yeah, it's done.
Would you like me to fix it for you?
No, not at all.
Okay. So Brian's been doing woodworking for quite a while. During COVID, he built me my desk and a Murphy bed with shelving units. So he's done a lot of stuff.
Some big pieces too.
Oh, yeah,
It was a whole room basically.
And an entryway. Florida homes don't have coat closets, and I needed a coat closet. So he built me a small coat closet in the front entryway of our house. But yeah, right now all you're doing is woodworking for the shop. Yay!
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, but you keep me busy.
What's the matter?
Are you about to rage quit? No.
No? Good.
Did you pull the needle off again?
Okay. Did you lose your spot? Okay, so you're good? Do we do thumbs up?
Are we thumbs down or are we thumbs up?
Did you
This
lose?
sucks.
Did you lose?
Okay, can we?
All right, mute.
I wanted to restart the video because I decided I don't want to be mute.
Okay, you can talk then.
Well, you can
Just
talk now. You don't
speak.
have to restart the video, okay?
We're not characters, we're people.
So the second question is, how did you learn to do woodworking?
Well, I took woodworking in junior high, which is middle school to most people. But that didn't really teach me anything. I've always been involved in some level of working with my hands. I was in construction for a long time. It's sort of my outlet. Without working with my hands, I think I'd go a little bit stir crazy. I have a sort of technical 9-to-5 job that's very stressful, and woodworking is kind of my outlet. So I really.
Stop. Would you like me to needle one?
Yeah, you can
Here.
thread this one. Nobody taught me.
He doesn't thread it right.
I learned if the thread went through the needle, I thread it right. Nobody taught me woodworking. YouTube taught me woodworking, I guess you'd say. I just
Kind of like self-taught.
self-taught. Yeah, I've always liked it. It's always been something that's interested me, but it's not something like my dad didn't woodwork or anything like that.
Well,
He's handy. He's just not a woodworker.
he built that cabinet that we.
Yeah, no, he's definitely handy and he can definitely do woodworking stuff, but that's not where I picked it up from or anything.
But all of you guys are hands-on people. Like your dad was a plumber, your
Yeah.
brother's an electrician,
Yeah,
your other brother was a mechanic
right.
or could be a mechanic.
Yep. So we're just a hands-on kind of group.
Your
And,
uncle's in construction.
Yep. So, yeah, that about answers that, I would say.
Okay. Are there any classes you can take for woodworking?
Yes. Most major metropolitan areas have classes that you can take at tech schools or trade schools. There's also some local guilds that
I was gonna
that
say.
offer woodworking classes. In some cases, you can even rent time in a wood shop. There's an application out there where people will rent out space in their personal wood shops, and you can rent time and work with them as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of avenues. Woodworking, a lot like cross stitching, is a community, and there's really, really helpful people out there. And then there's also some people who don't like to share their secrets. So, yeah,
That's
just like
very true.
anything else.
And I think, like we just learned here in North Carolina, they have in Murphy, they have what did they call it? The folk art organization, where you can go and they will teach you how to do all sorts of stuff. Like blacksmithing and, what was the other thing they said? Blacksmithing, woodworking, not so much
Everything.
art.
They did glass blowing. They
Glass
did all kinds of
blowing.
stuff.
Like, I think there's one thing that we both want to try to do, which is stained glass, but that's another expensive hobby we probably don't want to get into.
Yeah. That's one thing about woodworking. Very expensive hobby to break into.
Well, especially if you're using, like, if you're using pine, it's not that big a deal.
Right.
But we don't use pine.
I don't like pine. Pine is a very soft wood, and it's sappy. So what we do has to be hardwood, so that way it doesn't. If you were to put your
Good.
expensive floss
Good job.
around a pine winder, I would be afraid that it would pick up some of that sap and possibly change the color or texture of the thread. So
And honestly, pine's boring.
pine's boring. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like things that are a little flashy.
But
but-
we are by no means flashy people, as you well know.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so what's the last woodworking question we have is, what is, on this same topic, pretty much, what is your favorite wood to work with and your least favorite? Oh, are you rage quitting now?
I think I did it wrong.
That's okay, just keep going.
All right. My favorite wood to work with, I would probably say, is walnut. I know it's boring. It's brown.
Yeah, but it's got different shades of brown and it's really pretty.
It's got like, if you look at it closely, there's some of the wood has a slight purple hue to it. Some of it has a maroon hue to it, undertones. I really like to use a finish on walnut furniture called Rubio Monocoat. It's actually a hardwood floor finish, and it really brings out the natural patterns and colors in the wood. You okay? You getting frustrated?
No.
No, he
Okay.
just messed up one part, and I'm just gonna take him back to the. So right now I'm frogging Danny's piece, so he can go back to
What I
a
was
good spot to
doing.
leave
Yeah.
off.
So, secret time? I don't like Purple Heart. Everything I make has Purple Heart in it. Y'all like Purple Heart?
I mean, it stinks whenever you cut it.
That too, yeah, it does. It
It's
smells.
a horrendous wood to work with, but y'all love it, so I make it for you.
Yeah. But why don't you like it?
It's really, really hard. It's
a
very
hard wood.
brittle, and it's heavy. It's brutal on my tools. It just broke my planer.
Oh, yeah.
I had to-
and
I had
that
to
was
send
gone
it-
for like 6 weeks or something.
Yeah, I had to send it back to Rigid to get them to rebuild essentially the transmission on the planer, the whole gearbox. And I don't like it, but you do, so I use it. We are working on some other patterns other than the purple cherry and the Purple Heart cherry and walnut. Somebody recommended a couple of weeks ago that we make other patterns, so I'm looking into that. We might go with
Or using different wood.
Paduke instead of the Purple Heart. And that's a bit of an orange. It's very orange in color.
Oh, I was putting that on the line so you knew where where you were in the pattern. Now you don't know where
Now
you
you
are
don't
in the
know.
I do
pattern.
know where I am.
Okay, that's good then.
At least I do. At least I.
So
think
you're
I
below the purple line.
Do. I'm right below the purple line. You put me back a little bit too far.
So
No, I pulled it out to where before the mistake was.
Where
So
was the mistake?
in the middle, you went the wrong way. It's fine. Just keep going.
just say,
so-
Mommy, I'm making it my own. Right?
Yeah, but Danny is a lot like me, and he likes to follow the rules.
Patterns are
and patterns.
mere recommendations, just like recipes for cooking.
Y'all can't. I can't wait to show you the back of this piece because Brian's really done a number on it, because now he's stitching with 4 strands instead of 2 because he doesn't pull it all the way out.
It's fantastic. I only do the best work. Okay.
So Paduke. So that's like a Halloween type
It's a
color.
fall color, yeah. So if we did that mixed with a maple and
Even a walnut too.
walnut, it would be very fall. We have red grandis, which is sort of a, I don't want to call it red, it's more like a pink or peach color
Yeah.
that could be good for Christmas time.
But that's when to make finishing pieces, which
Yeah.
we haven't really.
Yeah,
Been
and,
doing.
and I'm trying to keep our costs down too. There's a lot of woods that I would really like to work with. Like there's a wood called bloodwood. It's red. I think it has all the same problems that Purple Heart has, but
he
it's
wants to use it
really
anyway.
expensive. It's $24 a foot, meaning 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 inch thick is $24.
Yeah, that is expensive.
So it adds up really, really quickly.
Did you stick yourself?
Almost.
Now I've heard it's nicer to work with than Purple Heart. It probably doesn't stink quite as bad, but yeah. So what else you got?
What was the wood that you just showed me that you liked that you wanted to? You got to go through the back, Bubby. You got to go through the back. There you go.
I don't remember what that was called off the top of my head.
You kept saying it to me over and over again. It looks like fire in the middle.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Well, that one was really cool. So once we remember what it is, we'll let you know. But you know,
I just saw it on Facebook
Words.
Marketplace,
words are hard.
especially
Did I
when
do
you're
it
not
this way?
expecting a question.
I can't see that far. Yes, buddy. Good job. Okay. So now we're going to do some stitching trivia. Okay, what, and Danny, you can answer if you know these too.
Okay.
What does it mean to frog your project?
Reset it, or just reset it to the place that you didn't do it right.
Sort of. That's, yeah.
We'll call that mess up removal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's called frogging because you rip it, rip it, rip it. You rip it out. Rip it out. You okay?
Fixing it.
Okay. Yeah, get it between your two fingers. Okay, so that's pretty good. When we say the count of fabric, what does that count? What does that term mean?
Like how many feet of fabric?
So you guys are both stitching on 14 count fabric.
It's the amount of holes per inch.
Very good. Ding, 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 ding,
I
ding,
know
ding,
things.
ding. You know things sometimes. So
See? No credit. No credit in the Clark household.
that's not true. What does it mean if I say the piece is full coverage?
It is fully covered in stitching.
Good job, buddy. So what you guys are working on is not full coverage.
We're
So
not
there's a
gonna
lot
get-
of
we're not
empty
even
white
gonna get
space.
the partial coverage. So far, I've got a line that's very sloppy.
Okay. What does it mean if I say I'm stitching 1/1?
You're stitching a what they're called.
Thread?
You're stitching a thread over another one.
Not really. So what it means is I'm using one strand of floss or thread, and I'm only going over one square.
You did
Hey,
it
hey,
wrong.
babe, you should show everybody that beautiful back of yours.
It's fantastic. This is custom. This is what this is.
Yours looks good, buddy.
After this video, maybe we'll auction this off to the highest bidder because this deserves a museum.
Yeah, and what would we donate the money to?
Maybe charity.
Yeah, but what charity would you want to donate the money to?
Maybe I don't know.
Now, see, a lot of people start stitching in hoops. Mommy does not stitch in a hoop,
5.
and I hate it.
I don't blame you. I
It's
kinda
very
just-
hard on my hands, and for Brian, it's probably really hard too because he's got really bad arthritis.
I
Don't
just,
ask me how he does woodworking when he's got arthritis, but
Sitting still is the enemy when you have arthritis.
okay. What is fancy floss?
What is it like? glittery floss.
It could be glittery floss,
Is that the different colored stuff?
sort of.
Is that like what Ymir makes?
Yes, it is what Ymir
Okay.
makes. So fancy floss is hand-dyed flosses, whether it be silk or cotton. It's not DMC, which is probably what you're using now, or not something that you can find readily available at a big box craft store. Good job. What is a whip?
A whip?
Yeah,
I have no clue what a
Work
whip.
in progress.
good job. So, but what does that mean in terms of cross stitching? Because I know you know that whip is a term that's used in manufacturing too.
And you ain't done yet.
Means you started it but haven't finished
You
it
ain't
yet.
done yet.
Yeah.
Right. We'll keep it simple.
What is a sow?
A horse or a cow?
No, that's a sow. S-O-W. What is a sow? S-A-L.
I don't know.
Did I do this right?
It's a stitch
Tell
along.
me if I-
So you know how when
Is that the virtual things that you get on and you?
no, a stitch along is when there's a bunch of people who are stitching the same pattern at the same time.
Well, did I do it right?
Well, then do you get on and talk about it?
You can. Oh, you got a little knot, buddy, but I'll fix it.
What's the point of stitching the same thing if you ain't gonna talk about it?
Well, I mean, you talk about it virtually.
I'm trying to understand the whole culture of this thing, and I live it, but I really don't, because I just go in the garage and work on stuff.
So a stitch along, for example, I started a stitch along last year with Ymir to do that inheritance sampler, the one that I was doing on
With all the people on it.
No, that was Flosstube Friends,
Okay.
but that is a round robin, not a stitch
Oh,
along.
hell. All right.
Stitch along. So Ymir is stitching the same pattern I am, but she's stitching it on a different count fabric with different color
So
flows.
she's got little hands and eyes that can see little things.
Yes,
So she does everything little.
yes.
Right.
And I'm doing mine on a hot, so I think she's doing hers on 56 counts. So that means 56 holes
Need help.
per inch.
What happens if you make your own hole because the hole that you're supposed to go into, your needle doesn't want to go into?
Did you just do that?
Oh, many times. Is that like?
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing. Well, it is for me.
So then the interesting part about a stitch along is you can see how, because most people tend to switch things up
Right.
on their patterns. So then the interesting thing is to see the different ways that people are stitching them.
Okay.
So like when Ymir and I get together, well, we only did this once. When we get together, we bring those pieces and then people can see the difference. You can see the size difference, the color difference. And a lot of times when you see and you see a pattern just on a piece of paper, it doesn't have the same appeal as when you see it actually stitched.
Okay.
So like sometimes you would bypass a pattern and then you see it somewhere stitched live and in person and you go, oh, now I need to stitch that. So, but that's what a stitch along is. And what is an FFO? FFO.
I have an idea. You go.
You go. I don't know.
A fabulously finished product, or item, or I almost said a bad word. Object.
Pretty much. Finally
Okay.
finished.
Okay, but we're going fabulously.
Fabulously. I think we should make that a trend now. Fabulously finished product. Or object. So yeah. What do you think so far? How you doing, buddy?
How do I do the skinny lines?
You don't do the skinny lines yet. That is called back stitching, and you do that after you do all the cross stitches.
I'm gonna do it all at
I
once.
don't know.
You can't do it all at once
I sure
because you
can.
might need to do it in a different color. And you
I-
only
I-
do what
I-
one. Well, that one's not a different color, but you're gonna stop. Bub.
I don't know.
Okay,
what I
hang on.
did.
You'd have to do it with one thread, not two. The lines. The lines are with one thread, not two threads. Now, if you want to go ahead and do the lines with two threads, have at it. So what's What's the matter, Bubby?
I
Oh, you want me to see
I need
where
to
you're
know
at?
I need to know if I keep going or
If
not.
you can go back.
If I go back or not.
Did
If
you
I,
count the circles?
I think I did it right. I'm pretty sure.
5 and then skip 1. Then skip 1.
So one thing I can effectively say to everybody
You
watching
did.
this video,
Danny did it right. Sorry.
And then can I go back?
Now you can
I'm
go
not
back.
a big fan of your hobby. It doesn't agree with my hands.
He's a big fan that I'm a big fan.
I'm a supporter.
Yes. He is why I can go to 4 retreats or 5 retreats a year. And actually, you guys are the reason I can go to 4 or 5 retreats a year.
Actually, I don't know how to do this back.
Okay, so you start in the opposite corner. And then you cross over and make an X. You want me to do the first one?
I think I have it made.
Let me see. You do, bud. You do. Good job. I'm going to show everybody. Okay? Once I put your needle in so that you know where you can go next. But mommy's having a hard time because she does not have her reading glasses on.
That's okay, neither do I.
Looks good, dude. So, this is our special episode. Turned out pretty good.
Family stitch along.
There you go, family stitch along, except it didn't quite, that's not really, you know what, most stitch alongs, we should really just change it to start alongs, because most people stop stitching it and move on to something else, and then.
I respect their decision
Mine-
to stop.
Just did something crazy.
Oh yeah, you got a little knot there. So look, this is what you do when you got a little knot, you just gotta pull it out. Where'd your needle go, Bubby?
My needle?
Yeah,
Right there.
okay.
Now it's under the thing.
Oh no,
I said now it's under the thing.
oh, under your hoop.
Hell in the hell. Okay.
If I were you, I'd also look at that.
Look at the picture. Does that help, you think? Or will it just help Daddy?
It helps me.
It helps you?
There's
Dad?
no helping Daddy at this juncture.
Huh.
Okay, is there anything else you guys want to say?
Is that all the questions?
That was all the questions, yeah.
You didn't ask me any questions.
I asked you both. What do you want me to... Mm-mm.
I have a peanut.
I don't really have anything else to say. I didn't rage quit.
Oh, Bob.
Same thing happened.
That's a win.
Yeah. Are you kind of done now? Do you want to keep doing it?
Kinda.
Okay.
Go.
I just don't know how to do it.
I really don't, but
Okay. Well, we'll let Daddy quit.
But I wouldn't yet.
Okay.
I'm not
You don't have to.
Not typically a quitter, but this is horrendous.
Hey, it's not for everybody.
And I'm
No,
not.
it's clearly not for me.
And I typically don't have a peanut on my foot.
I did that.
Oh
You
my.
can see that? Oh, it's
No.
fantastic.
Daddy can literally. Daddy can see my peanut.
It's
Okay, Bob.
all right. Stop.
Stop.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
trying to get it to focus.
Oh.
I gotta get Danny out of the picture. Oh. It's horrendous. You guys don't need to see it.
Yeah, and here's the back. It's even better. That is custom.
And then we'll show you Danny's. Danny did pretty good. So his is the bottom row.
Well, mute Danny isn't that mute anymore.
I didn't say mute Danny. I just said Danny. And his back looks pretty good. Baby got back. He did good.
A lot.
So we are up the mountains, and we're staying in Georgia, but we've been going back and forth to North Carolina.
You put it in the wrong spot.
I know. I just put the needle in there just to put it in there.
We've done some fun antiquing.
Yeah, so you guys will see some new stuff on the shop for finishing. We got some really cool pieces.
There's a lot of milk glass over there.
There is a lot of. What is it, bud?
I don't know.
Let me see.
So that'll be good. We do have some scissor frogs at home that I need to find time to make the wooden holders for them. The majority of them wouldn't work in the way their current size configuration is because it just wouldn't hold a pair of scissors. So I need to make something for them to sit in. I did get some wild cherry logs, Florida cherry, which is different. It's got cracks in it, and I tried to make one with epoxy, and it blew up on my lathe, which was fun.
That's the other thing we're gonna start offering hopefully too is some needle epoxy resin needle minders, and maybe some maybe a few other things. Excuse me. I just have to find the time to do it.
Yep. Yeah, it's tough when you work a solid 9 to 5-er and then work till 11 or 12 o'clock at night trying to.
Not that we're complaining.
No.
'Cause we like it.
No, we like it. That's our hobby. So it keeps us busy. Keeps Stacie Stitches out of trouble. She's such a troublemaker.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Out there whooping it up.
Absolutely. Tearing up the town.
Did I not?
But otherwise, that's it.
I did a couple stitches for you.
I'm happy to not be stitching anymore.
Yeah. How about you, buddy? You gonna keep going?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. Do you want to say goodbye to everybody? You can say goodbye. Oh, now you realize that we're not live. You just say goodbye to everybody so we can end the video.
Just wave.
End the video.
Yeah, end the
The
video.
video's been shooting the entire time. Bye, everyone.
You don't want to do my tagline?
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
You're not going to do my tagline?
I don't know how your tagline ends in your videos. I never watched it all the way to the end.
What's on the needle miner?
Oh, quit your bitching and start stitching.
Close enough.
Good enough.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.